there, welcome. My name's Melissa. I am Whispering Winds Wearables. I design crochet as well as teach it. So this is one of my first videos, so welcome. So next we're going to be talking about all of these different yarns. These brands are all, with the exception of these two, found at my local yarn store called Webs. You can find them online at yarn.com. They're great. They have a lot of really nice options. Oh, and this one, I'm sorry, this I bought in Iceland when I was on my honeymoon with my husband. So we'll get to that. But this is what yarn is. When you're looking at yarn, this is what's called a skein. So when this unwinds, it's just a round and round and round of yarn. It's not in one of these nice, easy, you can pull. It's not wound in anything yet. You would have to wind this. So just keep that in mind. If you're shopping for yarn, you're going to want a yarn winder, which I will pull out and show you how that works. But really important information that you're going to want to be looking at when you're shopping for yarn. So the weight of this yarn, 50 grams. That's what this whole skein weighs. The yardage, there are 218 yards per 50 grams. Your gauge is 7 to 8 stitches is 1 inch on, and that's typically knitting needles. So you can do a conversion for that, but that's okay. And you're also going to want to look at what the fiber content is. This one is superwash merino wool, 75% and 25% nylon. This is like a good sock yarn. I actually bought this to make a different pattern, which I haven't released yet, so that's coming soon. I typically try to work with 100% or at least 3/4 natural fibers. Nylon, well, it isn't great. It's better than polyester or some of the other synthetic fibers. It's still not my #1 choice, but I gave it some really good stretch. So this will also tell you the color, summer rose, and the lot number. This is really important when you're doing a project if you want everything to flow beautifully. The same dye lot numbers are going to have less variation in the yarn. Okay, so sometimes like this might be, say, 100 lots off from another one that happens to be a little bit lighter. You're going to notice. Now, if you ever end up with different lot numbers, kind of just line them up and do something that it looks good to you. You don't see color blocking, but say like it's this skein and this skein, or you swap out skeins every few rows. I'm sorry, it's a little more complicated. So just ignore that for now. As a beginner, pretty much you'll be using a skein, a ball per project. Okay, so that is information on a skein that you're going to look for. Now a skein, this is a home wound of the same yarn. This is why I put the tag in there, so I can always just boop. This is a ball that I wound out of this. So it's the same yarn. As you can see, it's the Huntington Superwash and nylon. And this one's called Lilac Bloom. I absolutely am in love with this for the project, and I can't wait to launch. I don't know if I'll be able to use Valley yarns, but something similar. So we're gonna just slip this right back in there. We're gonna put those off to the side. So this yarn I bought when I was in Iceland because it is Icelandic wool. Icelandic wool is really, really cool because it's blended with the base coat and top coat of the sheep. So they're dual layered sheep. And this is really good at keeping you warm and dry. It sheds water very, very nicely. So this is another type of skein, which typically with one of these, they don't have what's called an easy pull. So you just kind of bounce it a few times and then, oop, aha, see? There. You get the end to come out. So this is really, really nice. Again, it's 100% wool. This is something I would make like a fall or a winter shawl out of. I know some people, like this is really, really soft and it doesn't give itchiness of wool. I've made garments that are super itchy. So This is really, really nice. You can find this in a lot of US stores too. The loopy yarn, it's great. It's absolutely beautiful. So, more yarns. This is another Valley Yarns. Again, this is all at Webb's. I do believe they also sell that, now that I think about it. But this is another yarn and another type of ball. It's kind of similar to this one, but a little flatter. So this one's black. And again, you find all of your information. So remember, this is 50 yards. The yardage, though, is 153 versus this one was 218. Remember? That has to do with the size of the yarn. This is, what is this? It doesn't say. So sometimes they'll say DK, fingerling, things like that. Let's see, can I actually find one that says what weight? Ah, yes. Here, does this one say it? Aha. So we'll move on to this one real quick. So these skeins are kind of the same. They're called, you know, balls of yarn versus a cake. But this ball of yarn, this is another like really nice wool. It's called rose quartz. I'm absolutely obsessed with this. I cannot wait to make something out of this. But here, right there you see it says bulky, number 5 yarn. So sometimes yarns are weighted like that. What does this one say? Okay, and you can see that the yardage on this for 75 grams is 189 yards. And that the crochet on USK, so remember I said that sometimes these have got letters. So a K is a size 10.5 to an M a size 13. Which it then tells you your millimeters, which is a 6.5 to a 9 millimeter hook. Okay, so that would be bigger than this hook. But that's that. Next, we're going to move on to these cotton yarns. So these you can purchase online at Hobby. Really, really great, affordable yarn brand. I love their Friends Cotton. I love their Cotton Kings. I cannot tell you the amount of things that I have made out of these yarns because I'm absolutely obsessed. I love the Cotton Kings. See, they're Cotton Kings. This is their Shulton Shadows. I made a friend of mine. It was in a jewel tone version of this. So it went from like pink to purple to blue to black. It was gorgeous. I made her a poncho like mine. And she loves it, wears it all the time to this day. So I love these. But let's get into looking again at the information. So this ball is 200 grams. It's 100% cotton, and it's roughly 874 yards. So this is enough to make a full poncho for up to, I would say, like a size XL. If you're going to do like a 2X or a 3X, I highly recommend doing either 900 yards or 1,000 yards, just because you want it to come down a little further on your arms and hang again right at your thighs. So you're going to see that with a 3.5 to 4 millimeter crochet hook. So that's what that symbol is. Those are knitting needles. So you can just get rid of that. So it would be a this size crochet hook for this. Okay, so it'll give you washing instructions, and you can see that says number 2 fine. And I'm going to show you that. Come on, buddy. The easy pull. I love yarns that have these, the easy pull centers. So you're going to see this is a fine, but it's also called a 4-strand. And here's why. You've got 1 strand, 2 strands. Oop. Come here, buddy. Come on. 3 strands and 4. So 4 strands make up this weight of yarn. So this is a fine or a fingerling yarn. So this is also the cotton. Now this one you can see is a 3 light. This would be called like a DK or a similar a worsted style yarn. It's just thicker. So, but you also see that this is 8 out of 8, which means you can see, whee, with these threads, how many more are in there. So let's break this apart somehow. There we go. We broke it right in half. So now you can see that there is 1, 2, 3, 4 on this side. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 on this side. So that means it's an 8 strain yarn. So it makes it heavier and thicker. So this one, it uses the same size hook, or no, I'm sorry, it uses a size bigger hook. See, sometimes I even get it mixed up. Again, that's knitting needles. We don't want that. We want the single bar, which is a crochet hook. That's going to be a 4 to a 4.5. So that would end up being this size crochet hook, because this is our 4.5. So that's what you would use for this. So yes, they're both cotton, they're both skeins, but they're both different weights. Okay. And it also tells you typically the size. So this would be typically single crochet. I wish that they would fix it from stitches, because you're just like, well, what does that mean? But that means single crochet stitches, and that's what you're going to get, a 15 by 15 or a 4 by 4 inch round row. Square row. Ugh. Ugh. So these are all of our types of yarn. These are all of our tools that we're going to be using to move forward in our little series here. If you have got any questions, feel free to drop a comment, shoot me a DM. I'd be happy to explain a little bit more. If you'd like a different video, really taking a deep dive into identifying yarns and figuring out, you know, what's worsted, what's sport weight, lightweight. There's so many different ways to describe yarn. I would be absolutely happy to make some more videos, but we're going to hop into making some little dishcloths, much like the ones that I have here.